All right, ladies and gents. Yeah, welcome back. It's been a few days. I was on vacation all of last week. I went to my mom's house. I visited her, and then the following day, I visited my dad and went to a burger joint. And I actually had a brisket burger. So there was brisket on top of the burger patty itself with some barbecue sauce. Oh my God, that thing was fucking amazing. It was an amazing burger. It was just a local joint, and oh my God, that thing was so freaking good. But I'll get to that in a bit. Let's introduce the teams. Two new teams, actually. On top, we have Juscal's new team, Doppelgangers. And then on bottom, we have a team that I created called OP Team question mark. And I'll get to, yeah, the design, at least of my team, in just a bit. But for Juscal, we have BlackRose the Onion Knight, Nidhogg the Hydra, Ragnarok the Geomancer, and Terra the Taiju. Now for my team, we have OP Wizard 1 the Wizard, OP Monk 1 the Monk, OP Wizard 2 the Wizard, and OP Monk 2 the Monk. So I'll just point out one thing on Juscal's team before I talk about mine in a little bit. Well, a couple things actually. Do you remember that Hydras? Press the wrong button. Do note that they have an 8 magic defend up, so they will take 1/3 less damage from magical attacks. And the Hydras in particular can absorb dark, with them having a dark whisper. Now I will mention one thing with this Onion Knight, which I find a little odd. So the only black magic that she has is Toxic and Toad. And the thing is, Toxic obviously providing poison and oil with a massive range and it's enemy only, hitting a 4 AoE, 4 range. It's really easy to get the spell off, but the one thing I just find a little questionable is the lack of faith. Because a lot of spells that aren't dependent upon damage, they're almost exclusively dependent on fate, like things that add status. So I would have given her at least 70 brave, or 70 faith, sorry. 80 is obviously like the cap or whatever, but yeah, so I think the odds of hitting are very unlikely. I'll also know with her having the black costume, she will be able to absorb from Dark Whisper. And then also with her having immunity, she's not immune to, she is immune to dead. So, realistically, this Hydra could heal her up with the Dark Whisper. And then the same thing also applies with this Geomancer having a black costume as well. He'll be able to heal up. And the other thing about this Geomancer having Dark Sword is he does have access to Night Sword to heal himself, but also Unholy Sacrifice is Dark Elemental. So they have Dark Elemental Absorption. And this Taiju will have everything but Earth. So there's Dark Elemental Absorption going on. Good HP bars too, especially Onion Knights. Once again, they're basically super generics, but one skill set only. PA save is interesting. If Slasher does trigger, a lightning stab proc can occur, especially with PA save. Pretty good damage, it'll do some major damage with a chance of inflicting silence from the lightning stab proc. And then as for my team, I'll talk about it very briefly. I originally had 2 monks of the same sex, but they both have steel. So that way the female monk can charm male units, and then the female monk can charm male units, and vice versa. The male monk would be able to charm female units. But the same premise kind of goes behind it. The only thing that they have for black magic is Toxic. Because once again, Toxic makes you weak to all elements, so you'll take double damage. And oil only wears off if your unit survives the attack. So if they're in range, if units are in range, they can go for Toxic first turn, and then they'll use basically Kikuichi Moji and draw. Remember, you have to have a katana in order to use it. With 17 MA, they'll do some pretty decent damage. I think if you do 17 MA, they're going to, especially with the Black Robe with Strengthening Lightning, they're going to do about like 250, 300, maybe 350 damage. They're just like long-range snipers. And then with the monks having Earth Glows, it'll absorb and they'll strengthen Earth. And the female monk, the FPS bag in this mod, it gives out 3 PA. So yeah, they're just there to snipe people from a distance. And again, Wave Fista being Wind Elemental, Earth Slash, if those Toxics go off, these units will be doing double damage. That's kind of what they're kind of banking on. We're gonna go to, and I spelled cemetery wrong because I don't know how to pronounce, or I don't know how to spell it. It's all right though. Let's go to Valkyries. This is the snake-like mech where it's just like a constant zigzag. Tiger is like that as well, but it's got those structures in the way. It's got like the stone pillars that block off things. So yeah. So in the original game, with draw basically being only MA times weapon power and wizards, even in this mod, still having a ridiculously high MA stat. They have a high MA multiplier. They have the same MA growths as Onion Knights, but their multiplier is higher than everybody else's. 16 base MA, plus 1 from the katana. So, yeah, they're able to do still a lot of damage in general, but obviously it costs MP. They can absorb them. They can absorb healing as well. And you can see it's 30 MP, so they're getting a good chunk of their MP back, but that's what happens on large maps. People are able to buff themselves accordingly. The Geomancer does have all of his elemental available to him, and this Taiju, again, they're all just kind of progressing. Those re-raises are going to help out. Do you remember that the wizards absorb all elements? Let's watch this. That's 168 damage, and that's despite the fact that she halved it. This wizard, the Taiju, remember, halved the damage. So if you do double that, that's 336 damage. Leaf Dance, pretty good damage. CT save to get more PA save, so he does more damage with his draw and martial arts. That's a toxic right there that I was mentioning about earlier. 69%. So unfortunate, missed. Now, Oil did trigger on her, but Steel Heart, Charm, not bad. So she'll be able to do good damage. Is it going to get broken, though? Yes, it will. That's 4 PA for that male monk, so he'll be doing some really good damage. And nice haste to get rid of that poison proc, but we're going to see some elemental, possibly? No, not quite. They're not dead yet. We got 6 PA for that monk, so he is able to heal a lot. And now the wizards are going to be able to move forward. Yeah, remember, plus 6 PA. That's a lot of healing right there in general. 70%. That's Secret Fist is a good way to get rid of it's a good way to be able to counter high HP units that you normally aren't able to two-shot. The protects are there. The oil's going off. Not the oil, sorry. But yeah, so 77% toxic. It does hit the monk. Big damage. Now those protects and shells are going off too. Toxic. Yeah, so now if you see the monks are going to go into play. Nice healing, pretty good. Is that monk dead? That's the question. Yes, he is. The male monk did die, unfortunately. Now, but now you're going to see the oil proc doing double damage. That's kind of the whole premise with the toxic, so they can do double damage like that. Even with Magic Defend Up, they still took a tremendous amount. And she guarded because of her Feather Mantle and Abandon. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing right there. Unholy Sacrifice being able to heal himself, not too bad, but we do have some re-raises, but neither of those turns are able to, neither of those units with re-raise are able to get their turns off, so that's why I put OP team question mark. I did fight another team earlier. I'm not going to say what it is and spoil it, but yeah, let's just say I think the potency has kind of showed itself with Toxic, being able to, that's really, again, the whole premise behind it. It's to poison and hit everyone with oil so that you do double damage. I think like the wizards can do with elemental strengthening, they can do around 350 damage. So if you double that, that's 750 damage that they'll do. It's just insane. Now this being on a smaller cluster, oh wow, I've never seen a unit fly like that. She dead? Oh, that would have been amazing if she died in her first turn. Yep, and being able to absorb dark, not too bad. And a charm from all the way up there. Wow, she's screaming, I love you. Come here, my pet. And you got persuaded. We're probably going to see some Kiyomoris here. Yeah, pretty good. We're going to see a Kiyomori as well. We're going to see a Masamune or damage. 336. Yeah. Like I said, that's without. And here's the elemental strengthening. Yeah. With them being able to absorb all the elements. Any frogs, though? Oh, we do see one, but there is chakra. Stigma magic, so pretty good. Now, if those odds were 80%, it'd be a little different. Oh my god, that's massive damage. She does have that concentrate, or she does have concentrate, so she is able to do something, some melee damage, but Oh wow! The lightning stab healed her up because of it being lightning elemental. So normally that would work out, but in this case it doesn't matter. Their job, you can see that just monster damage from these wizards. But the thing is, they're pure glass cannons. That's why they have abandoned of a feather mantle, just to have a lot of evasion. The one thing that does counter these units is just unavoidable damage. So things like throw or even archers. Archers can do a lot of damage with charge. They can easily one-shot with their very low HP pools. So there is a way to be able to combat them. And if you have rubber costumes, that's really the only spell that can be used to snipe people, from 8 panels away. But no one else can really, like, there's no other spells. Otherwise, the wizards have to get in the range. So if you have, like, a lightning shield, a rubber costume, or rubber shoes, you'll be able to not have to worry about the Kikuichi Moji snipes from these wizards. But I think you can see how it's doing justice right now. Just monster fucking damage. Now, imagine an Onion Knight. Now, the reason why I banned Onion Knights from doing this, now imagine them doing similar damage, slightly less than these wizards. But imagine them, female Onion Knights, doing about the same damage, a little less. But imagine them also, what's the word I'm looking for? Imagine them having double health. And like also being able to equip a shield to have a ton of evasion. So I think you can kind of understand why I didn't want Onion Knights to do this. It's to abuse this particular combination. Drought is very strong. You can think of Drought as kind of like... You can think of Drought as kind of like an instant version of Summon Magic. That's really the best way to look at it. Instant range, or instant close quarters version of Summon Magic. This is why Summon Magic with like short charge is also really strong too, because it's unevadable, has smart targeting. Now, in this mod, obviously there's friendly fire too. So like, for example, the wizards could cast Osir on themselves, Osir around themselves, and heal themselves at the same time. And this poor Taiju is not able to get anything going. Yeah, and they do have Steel as well, and Martial Arts does affect the chance, so if they want to do something else, they certainly can. 325, that is monster damage right there. Oh. Yeah, so, and with the monks... Now, the one thing I'll say about this team, besides them having low HP, is only the monks have revival. That's it. The wizards obviously don't. Yeah, but good damage right there. What? Goddamn. And you do a lot of talking in the beginning, so just for the hell of it, we're also going to go to a medium-sized map, too, just to see if can get any, if there any, I can't speak, if there's any momentum that can come into fruition. We're going to go to, I can't remember if it's tutorial 1 or tutorial 2. It's the one with 2 beds of water on the sides. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. They're a little bit spread out, 2 panels away from each other, but not too bad. Yeah, so the wizards might be able to get their first turn and use like a chakra or something. Nature's Touch, we do see a re-raise, not too bad. But again, this is why I put OP team question mark. I'm not going to say, but there was a team I fought with this, and it was a little... I'm sure there are counters to this. So, but yeah, you can see how ridiculous wizards are with... just wizards, and also, again, female Onion Knights with Drought are units with high MA. As you can see this kind of stuff happening. Now, obviously, you can do this with other units too, like wizards or summoners or summoners, priests, time mages. It's just wizards are, in particular, are isolated because they have a high base MA stat. They just have a really high multiplier. I think wizards are like 215. Look at that! Look at that juicy heal right there. Oh, that is something. Mwah, chef's kiss. Now, I will mention one thing. Is that there is a lack of revival. Well, I mean, there is the Taiju who can heal, but that's the only person who has the capability of doing so. And I think, unfortunately, just this team Doppelgangers kind of falling victim to this thing I concocted in my mind. So, yeah, this is also part of the reason why they have MP costs, so you can't just spam these abilities indefinitely. Obviously, if you're in Chapter 1 with like level 10 units, you're not going to be able to spam your MP abilities nonstop. But yeah, I think it does its justice. So yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, OP team question mark. I'm sure there are other competitors who can compete. Ooh, a nice triple attack right there, and it actually hit those wizards. Not too bad. Nice Murasame heal, not too bad. Wizards, remember, they could use Asura on themselves. He's trying to use remember that Katana's their MA times weapon power, so a little bit surprised. Maybe she just didn't want to do damage. Yeah, with the elemental healing, the absorption, I think that's really strong. Just being able to do damage like that. The 20%, well, that's two 20% in a row, but that's why Protect Shell comes into play. 420 damage! How much, what's his PA at? I'm just curious, because he had to have gotten PA save a couple of times. Because they have 15 base PA, so he's gotten it twice. He's got 19 PA. So yeah, I think PA save and MA save, especially with monks, are also pretty effective too. You know, being able to get +2 PA, I think is pretty nice. Versus +1. It just takes so much longer to see the effects of it. Yeah, so another 2 PA +21. And, you know, originally for this team design, I actually had archers with attack, I can't speak, archers with martial arts. But the problem is our archers have an 8 attack up. The problem is archers with martial arts, they're subject to evasion. So I decided to offset it and get a balance with mine or monks that have concentrate, so that none of their abilities will miss. That's why I kind of toxic. Let's see. And now do remember again with toxic, it'll actually take away the halving of elements as well. So that means the Taiju would be taking double damage and wouldn't be having it. So that's again the power of just oil in general. I think he's got +8 PA. So he's at 23 PA right now. Yeah, again, remember, the Taiju is having that damage simply because of that. Dark Whisper heal? That's what he's... Yeah, because she can absorb Dark. He's trying to heal her up, and unfortunately that didn't come into play. That's the final turn for the Taiju, though. Final turn for the Hydra, excuse me. He'll be going down next turn. Kikuchi, she is doing damage, but there is a CT save and she could possibly heal herself back up. And ooh, that mime is taken out. So that's like the one thing is that again, only the monks can revive themselves. Because if the monks go down, then it's just purely up to the wizards. But with them being able to do snipe damage like this, I think it makes up for it. PA save, yeah, she can snipe to death. Oh man. This is why you also have to be really careful to draw, but yeah, so. Alright, well, that said, I'll see you guys for tomorrow's match for a new team or two as well, and obviously I'll be showcasing these and create more teams in general. So yeah, it's been a few days, but I will mention one thing for those who are watching. If you do join the Discord, you can go to the unit list, and I do have infographics, and I also put in the download description too if you don't have Discord. I have infographics of all the units, Onion Knights, Chemists, Knights, Archers, all the generics. It'll show you the PA, the MA, the HP, the MP, and it gives you properties of all of the abilities too. Because I know that's one thing that makes it kind of a struggle to like understand team designs, like team building, is just not having the resources to be able to look at everything. But yeah, if you're interested, those resources are there. Throughout this week, I want to try to create infographics for the monsters. They won't take as long since they have as many abilities, but I can use that in substitution for the video itself. I do have the video for the monster battles, and in fact, you can see it on the screen right now. You can click that and get a showcase of the monsters. And yeah, we can go from there. And any newcomers who are lurking, feel interested, you can shed some blood. Yeah, let's just go from there. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. And yeah, I'll be back on the regular. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Have a good one.